I'm Michael Bohman, senior bowler for the Russia Raiders, and Fish Report starts now.
Coming to you live from Studio F in Russia, Ohio, it's the Fish Report Live Show with your hosts, Craig Fissinger and Ken Francis.
Welcome, everyone, to another Fish Report Live. That's Ken Francis. I'm Craig Fissinger. TK and Heavy D are back in the sound room as usual. And Ken, we've interviewed a lot of people on this show over the years. We've talked to coaches, we've talked to ball players, we've talked to cheerleaders, media people, runners. One person we've never talked to, one athlete we've never talked to is the high school bowler. That's all going to change tonight,
Going to change tonight, Craig. You know, the bowlers took to the house today, and they went down to Huber Heights and had the bowling sectional and, Russia Versailles, all the local teams. And, it was really neat to talk to these guys yesterday, Craig. We had an opportunity to talk to Michael Davidson, the defending state champion from Versailles, and also Michael Bohman, one of the fine bowlers that led the Raiders today into the next round of the tournament.
Yeah, I can't wait to see our video interview with them. And then also we're going to be talking some hoops tonight, and we've got one of our favorites on the show live tonight, don't we?
Absolutely, Craig. You can't beat Russia Junior post player Claire Sherman. Claire's a three-sport athlete, Craig. She's been very successful on the track with a state championship already under her belt. Great volleyball player, tremendous basketball player. So we're really looking forward to talking to Claire tonight.
All right, well, let's get things rolling. But before we get to all that, just like we do every week, got that weekly trivia question. What do you got for me tonight?
Well, Craig, I looked long and hard for a bowling trivia question. All right,
that would make sense.
Yeah, but I just couldn't come up with one. So what I thought, well, we'll talk Olympics tonight. And my second favorite Olympic event behind downhill skiing, Craig, is curling.
Curling, really?
Yeah. You like curling or not?
I can't say I've watched a whole lot of curling, but
it's great. It's great. You got to watch curling. It's kind of like bowling, actually. That's why I kind of chose it.
Okay.
So,
all right.
But there's the thing that slides across the ice. Okay, I can't give you the name of it because that might give you away.
It's a thingamajigger.
Yeah, the thingamajigger that slides across the ice is made of what material?
You gonna give me some choices?
Yeah.
All right.
Iron, ice, granite, or wood.
Iron, ice, granite, or wood.
Yeah, the thingamajig that slides across the ice in curling is made of what substance? Iron, ice, granite, or wood?
All right. I don't have a clue on that one, so I'm going to send that out on Twitter, and hopefully my followers can help me out. I will try to answer that by the end of the night.
All right.
All right, well, let's get things started, and we are going to start out talking some high school bowling, Ken. Around this area, there's 15 teams that play in something called the West Ohio High School Bowling Conference, and they just kind of wrapped up their regular season here recently. Let's take a look at the standings and see how things finished up.
Well, Craig, it was an interesting year in the bowling league. St. Henry finished on top. Versailles actually tied all at 14-1 along with Walpock. But our Russia Raiders were right there, Craig, in sixth place, finishing the season at 9-6. So these teams took to the house today, like I said, in the sectional tournament.
Yeah, it's actually the 8th year for the OHSAA, high school bowling tournament. Like you said, they sectional started today. The most interesting sectional, or the one that we were most interested in, was the Southwest District or Southwest Sectional down in Huber Heights. 23 teams went into that. Only 10 of them advance on the district, and 2 of them that we know very well.
Absolutely. Russia and Versailles. Versailles finished in 4th, Russia in 6th. Craig, and they were hitting it flush right in the pocket all day, the way it sounds. And, I heard that both Michael Davidson and Michael Bohman both bowled extremely well today. And so it was just really a lot of fun. It had been neat to be there, Craig, to see the action the boys were getting on the pins, making adjustments on the lane, depending on how the drift of the boards were and the dressing that was put down on the lanes.
Wow, you know all the bowling terminology, don't you?
Well, I try.
Okay. All right, well, listen, the district tournament comes up next Thursday, the 20th. Actually, only 4 teams are going to move on from there to state, and 4 individuals as well. Last night, like we mentioned before, we were lucky enough to get over to McBo's Lanes over there in Versailles, talk to Russia star Michael Bohman and Versailles defending state champ Michael Davidson. Let's check out and see what they had to say. We're here at McBo's Lanes in Versailles with Russia Raiders top bowler and senior Michael Bohman. And Michael, you bowl in the West Ohio High School Bowling Conference with 15 other schools from around the area. Tell us exactly how things work. I mean, how many guys are on a team? How many games do you bowl in a match? Do you just add up all the scores together? How do things work?
We can bring a max of 8 guys and 5 bowling at one time. And if somebody's not doing very good, we can substitute 1 for 1 or whatever.
Okay, and last I checked, you're averaging about a 198 right now, which is tops for Russia. Besides yourself, who are a couple of your Raider teammates that are bowling well right now?
I think they're all bowling really good. They all really improved from last year, and hopefully are going to improve to next year too. Okay,
and now I know bowling runs in the Bowman family. When did you start playing the sport?
My grandparents owned this bowling alley since 1972, so my dad was only 8 years old, so I kind of grew up in it. It was my second home, basically.
All right. Well, when you practice, what does practice consist of? Or what kind of things do you do in practice, or how often do you practice?
The team practices 2 times a week, and I'm in here bowling 4 or 5 days a week. And it consists of, we do drills, and then we practice spares, and we bowl a couple games.
What do you love so much about this sport?
I like the atmosphere and bowling with my friends and the competition.
We're here now with Versailles senior Michael Davidson. And Michael, you're the defending state champion. Congrats on a great regular season this year. Versailles ended up with a record of 14-1, which was good enough for first place in your conference, along with St. Henry and Walpock, I believe. Besides yourself, tell me who are some of the other bowlers that are rolling well right now for the Tigers?
Dustin Rui and Ben Arnzar. They're both averaging 201.4 around there, and they've really come a long way since last year and has really helped the team out a lot this year.
Right now, I noticed your average is around a 230 right now. Looked like the next closest guy in conference was Cole Whitaker from Coldwater, who was averaging around a 203. You're obviously rolling very well. What's it take to be a successful bowler?
Well, last year I didn't really bowl good throughout the season. I bowled better later in the season. I turned it on and caught fire basically, and that really frustrated me last spring. And last summer I was down here at least 3 times a week, 3 or 4 times a week for a couple hours, just working on spares and working on balance and the physical game. And then with experience, that's when the mentality game comes along, so that's gotten a lot better as well.
All right, now your Tigers just missed out on going to state last year, I believe, by just a few pins at the district tournament. Postseason starts this week. What's it going to take for the Tigers to get to state this year?
With it being 2 divisions, I don't think it's going to take as high as scores as it would last year, because we were with Beaver Creek, Centerville, and all them D1 schools. But we're still going to have to put up some big numbers, because obviously it's state, so they're going to take the best D2 teams in the state. So we're still going to have to put up probably about 195 or above throughout for the whole day for team average. So.
Okay, well, I said your team didn't go to state last year, but you did, and like I just mentioned, you're actually the defending state champion. I noticed last year behind you in the standings were some sophomores, a lot of juniors. Do you expect the competition to be pretty tough this year?
Oh yeah, I think it'll be just as tough, if not tougher, last year, because last year, like you said, there was a lot of underclassmen, like juniors, sophomores. There was a lot of them at state, and not a whole lot of seniors who graduated. So I think it'll be just as tough, if not tougher, this year at state if we make it that far.
All right, and then after your high school career is over, you're heading to college. You're actually going to be bowling in college. Why don't you tell us where you're going and what you're expecting with that?
I'm attending Calumet College of St. Joseph. It's about 20 minutes south of Chicago, and I'm going to study criminal justice when I'm up there. And their bowling team's pretty solid, so hopefully, crossing my fingers, that we make it to nationals and end up getting a national title. That's the ultimate goal.
All right, Ken, a couple fun interviews there. I actually asked Michael Bohman who some of the good Russia bowlers are, and he said they all are, but you got some names in particular, don't you?
Yeah, you know, Michael, of course, leads the team. Craig, he's senior, and like you said, he's been around the bowling alley since he was 8 years old. But Devin Alt, Trevor Albers, Nick Colby, Cody Heaton, and Max Voizard all lead that Raider team, and they're doing very well this year and making Russia proud.
Yeah, best of luck to them next week in the district tournament. And a couple notes there about Michael Davidson. Actually, Michael, when he won the state tournament last year, it was only one division, Ken. There was everybody bowled together. One division. This year they got two divisions, Division I, Division II. So he pretty much beat everybody last year.
That's impressive.
Yeah, and then a note about that Calumet College that he's going to. They're actually ranked in the top 10 for the last 6 years in a row. They've got a coach there by the name of Michael Kubacki, who actually received the NAIA College Men's Coach of the Year last year, 2013. So sounds like he's got a lot to look forward to there when he starts this fall.
Absolutely, Craig. You know, you never know what could happen down the road for Michael, and best of luck to him and the Russia Raiders and the Versailles Tigers.
All right, well, that's going to do it for our bowling talk. Since we're talking boys sports, though, I do want to talk on a little bit of hoops, and let's start out talking some MAC hoops. They don't quite have a conference winner there yet. In order to win the conference in the MAC, you have to play 9 games, but they're getting close. Let's check out the standings.
Yeah, Craig, Fort Recovery sitting on top, Craig, at 7-0. Marion Local at 6-1. They're really the only two teams with a shot at the league championship right now. Versailles, St. Henry, Delphus, St. John's, all with 3 losses. But Fort Recovery, Craig, they could actually clinch a tie this Friday night. St. Henry coming to town over there. And then interesting, Craig, the last weekend of the year, next Friday night, who squares off in the MAC?
Yeah, Fort Recovery, Marion Local.
Absolutely. So, you know, just like what happened in the Shelby County League, Craig, the top 2 teams come the end of the season score off for the league championship.
Yeah, that'll be an exciting Friday night. And let's jump ahead now, talk SCL hoops. And we do have a champion in the SCL, don't we?
Yes, we do, Craig. You know, Russia Raiders surprised a lot of people this year, Craig. They are a young team to start the season. They started out 1-2 in the league, Craig, and rattled off the next 9 consecutive wins to finish the league at 10-2. It was a great game last Friday night at Russia's Clarcy Nouveau Gymnasium. Just some great individual efforts, Craig, and just great basketball, full of excitement. Had everybody on the edge of their seat throughout the game, and fortunately for our Russia Raiders, they were able to pull it down in overtime. So they're sitting at 10-2 right now. Houston finished the year on 8-3. And Fort Loramie and Anna both at 7-4.
Yeah, the way it should be. It was a lot of really exciting Friday night. The Raiders got one more regular season game this Saturday night at Marion Local. After that, gets into tournament. And we'll talk. Tournament draw was last Sunday. Don't want to talk a whole lot of tournament tonight. We might do that next week. But the Piqua sectional we're very interested in, as well as the Troy sectional. And we got the top 4 seeds in each of those, don't we?
Yeah, we did, Craig. Actually, Heavy D picked them last week, I believe. In Piqua, the top. He actually picked the top 5 seeds. But Russia locked down number 1 seed there, Craig. Houston came in at number 2. Jackson Center 3. Fort Loramie was 4th. Mechanicsburg got that 5th seed, just as Heavy D previewed for us last week. And at the Troy sectional, Craig, Tri-Village, Franklin Monroe, Troy Christian, and Bethel were the top 4 seeds.
Yeah, that's going to be an exciting sectional as well. Only 2 of those teams are going to get out of there.
Mm-hmm, absolutely, and same with the Piqua sectional. 2 teams get out, so going to be very tough, full of excitement, tournament trail, and it's that time of year.
All right, well, like I said, we'll talk some more boys tournament talk next week. We're going to take a short break, though. When we come back, we're going to talk some girls basketball, including that big interview with Russia star Claire Sherman. As we go to break, though, one last time this season, we're going to check out the Russia cheerleaders. So enjoy this, and we'll be right back.
lost my baby. Finally gave up on me. I can't say that I'll blame her. She just got tired of playing losing games. I should suck on my pride and beg that girl to come back home. Deep down I know she's better off, 'cause fools like me are meant to die alone. Someone give me one good reason, one good reason to smile. I'm trying to be that guy my mother prayed that I would be. Some days I feel like hit the mark, some days I fail hopelessly. I think I'm alright, I just stumble from time to time. Oh, my mother knows I'm trying to be that guy.
Welcome back to the second half of Fish Report Live, everyone. And Ken, I'm still impressed there. The first half, you were rattling off those bowling terms. One term you didn't use, though, that I learned yesterday, though, was Baker's Round. Do you even know what a Baker's Round is?
Baker's Round is when your top 5 bowlers, Craig bowl, rules rounds 1 through 5, and then frames 6 through 10. So they kind of alternate. But, I used to bowl a lot. I bowled in the Sunday night mom and pop league over there at McBo's, and I carried about a $135 average.
Oh, nice. That's a little lower than Michael Davidson's 230 average. But was that with the bumpers up or down?
Well, no, the bumpers were down.
Okay.
So,
135 with the bumpers down.
Yeah, that ain't bad.
That's not bad. That's bad. All right, let's jump ahead. Let's talk a little hoops here. Enough bowling talk. We're going to talk a little girls hoops tonight, and we're going to talk some MAC girls. First, the Versailles girls actually are done with the regular season, Ken. They finished up with all their games. Still have a bunch of other MAC games left to play, but let's take a look at the standings and see who won that.
Yeah, Craig, congratulations to the Versailles Lady Tigers. Finished the MAC season at a perfect 9-0. Minster was second at 8-1. Like you said, the league has concluded, at least for the top couple teams there. So congratulations once again. Tough league to always win, Craig, and the Versailles came away the champions this season.
And in the SCL, we did have actually a tournament game that started tonight. I believe Anna played Northridge in a first-round sectional game, and we might have to go back to the sound room. Guys, did you ever get a score on that one by any chance?
Yeah, I think we did. It was 56-7. Victory by the Anna Rockets.
Big blowout there then.
Yes.
Yeah, so Anna moves on to the second round. To no surprise there, Craig, they get had an easy game tonight, but they're a defending state champion, so you expect them to be powerful, and this time of year they should be playing well.
And they actually have a regular season game tomorrow night. Let's take a look at the schedule for tomorrow night, guys, in the standings.
Yeah, Middletown Madison actually travels to Anna tomorrow night. Rushie's got a game at Franklin Monroe. Ridgemont's at Botkins, but Shelby County League all wrapped up. Fort Loramie, to no surprise, tournament league champions at 12-0. Rushie Raiders a solid season. Craig finishing runner-up at 9-3. Coach Hatcher, congratulations to his team. His first season at the helm, and to finish second place in the tough Shelby County League, that's pretty impressive.
All right. Well, earlier this week, Ken, there's a popular website out there called the Dabble Report, and they bill themselves as Ohio's premier girls basketball website, and they come out every year with their all-area teams. It's anxiously awaited, and they came out with the all-area teams for Divisions 1, 2, 3, and 4. Had a lot of local girls on there from the SCL. MAC, and CCC, and actually two of them from our own Russia Raiders here. Making first team was Kylie Wilson, just a junior. She averaged 10 points per game this year and had 8.2 rebounds. And then making second team was one of Kylie's teammates, another junior. This girl actually averaged 7 points per game, 9.1 rebounds per game, and 2.6 blocks. She was one of our favorite players. We mentioned her at the top of the show, junior Claire Sherman, and she's done quite a good job for the Raiders this year, hasn't she?
Absolutely, Craig. She's had a great year. You know, she helped the Raiders to that runner-up finish in the Shelby County League, and you know, she just continues to get better with age. And you know, she's a great athlete, Craig. She's already a defending state champion in track. She was a member of the 4x800 meter relay team. She had a great volleyball season last year, and again, like you said, topped it off with a great basketball season this year. So I'm sure she's looking forward to track season, Craig, but I'm sure she's not too anxious to get them track specs out yet because she's hopefully got a long tournament run ahead of her in basketball.
Yes, she's doing well in basketball. Last Saturday, I believe they had a game at Covington. She was the leading scorer in that game at 12 points, so a little bit above her average there. And like I said, she's really having a fine season, fine athlete all around. And really the Russia Raiders as a whole, I mean, they've got getting good play. Dealing with some injuries right now, though. Claudia Mon actually went down with an ACL injury at the beginning of the season. Camille Putoff down with an ACL injury, and it's kind of taken them a little while to adjust, but I think they're rolling now.
Absolutely, Craig. You know, they're playing well. Like you said, they've had a tough year with injuries, but you know, they've had a lot of kids step up. You know, some of the kids that were expected to play JV this year have stepped up into the varsity role, and you know, it's just been a great experience for some of the younger kids to get into the games and to get in the flow. And Coach Tim Hatcher's had to shuffle kids around a lot between those teams. But speaking of them, I believe we got Miss Claire Sherman on the line right now, Craig, and we're looking forward to talking to her.
Claire, welcome to Fish Report Live. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
All right, listen, congrats on a great regular season. We were just talking about it, this this honor you got being named to the Dabble Report. And I want to know, did you know that honor was coming to you, and what's your thoughts on it?
I actually had no idea that this really even existed, but I was just really honored to make the cut. And it was actually funny because when I looked at it, it had me listed at being 5'4", and I really don't recall being that tall since I was about 12.
Yeah, I would have guessed you're a little taller than that. You're probably about, what, 5'9"?
More like 5'10".
5'10", okay. Well, listen, we just mentioned one of your teammates, Kylie Wilson, also made that team, and you know, she's a junior as well. Explain your relationship with Kylie. I mean, do you guys you hang out together? Do you play any other sports together?
Me and Kylie are definitely really close. We've been really good friends and teammates since as long as I can remember, and I think that definitely shows on the court, just because I think we really connect well with each other. We also play volleyball together, and I'm really trying to talk her into track this year, so we'll see how that goes.
Well, we'll take her on the track team, that's for darn sure. Hey, Claire, this is Ken, and early in the season we had Coach Hatcher on, and he talked about, you know, his first year into the program and some of the changes in the system. Explain to us, after 21 games in now, how things are playing for Coach Hatcher.
Oh, playing for Coach Hatcher is really good. He has a very fast-paced style, and I really like that. The thing I like most about his coaching style is how much heart he puts into everything he does. Like, you can just tell that he wants to win just as bad as we do, just by the emotion he pours out into every game.
This season, Claire, Raiders have been saddled with some injuries. They've had a few torn ACLs, a couple girls out for the year, as well as some other bumps and bruises, including one to yourself, in which forced you to wear a protective mask for a few games. Explain to our listeners out there how this mask affected your game, or did it have an effect?
The mask definitely had an effect in the beginning because it was really hard for me to see out of. But as the games went on, it definitely got easier. But I'm just glad it's gone for good. I hope, at least.
Yeah,
we hope so too. This tomorrow night, you've actually got your last regular season game, Franklin Monroe, a road game, and then your tournament trail starts next Wednesday. You got a first round bye, Claire. What will it take for the Raiders to make a successful tournament run this season?
Well, first and foremost, I'd say we just have to stay injury-free because that's been such a huge struggle for all of us this year. We've had 2 ACL tears just at the top of the list. But besides that, I think we're going to need to make sure we push the ball up the floor, and we're just really aggressive and apply a lot of pressure on defense.
All right, Claire. Hey, I got one more thing for you. I don't want to get you out of basketball mode here, but Ken and I were just talking about that track state championship you won last season in the 4x8. And I tell you what, Claire, I've been taking pictures for the Fish Report website now for 10 years, and I got to say, one of my favorite pictures was you and your teammates celebrating after that 4x8 victory. It was really neat to see. It was kind of a private moment, but seemed like we caught it pretty well there, and it was pretty neat. As far as the 4x8 goes, this spring, and one of your teammates graduated, and I know June's a long ways away yet, but what's your thoughts on maybe another title in that 4x8?
Well, first of all, that picture, that's just one of my favorites of all time, too. It just brings back lots of good memories. But if we were able to repeat in the 4x8 this year, that would be awesome, because that's definitely a goal of mine, and I know it's a goal of quite a few other girls, including Lauren and Emily, who were on the team with me last year, and if those memories were be able to be made again, that'd be amazing.
Claire, this is Ken again. I've got one last question for you as well. We know you've been a big fan of Fish Report for many years, and we know you quite well. Craig and I were the host of the show. We've got a couple guys in the sound room, TK and Heavy D as well. They do a great job for us. They're on the air every once in a while. But give us your honest opinion. Of us four, which one of us is your favorite?
Oh, well, I think I'm going to have to go with Heavy D back there in the sound room. Just because ever since I was little, he's been coaching me and pushing me and just making me be the best I can be on and off the court.
We kind of knew that one was coming, didn't we, Ken?
Yeah, we did. That's good. That's the right answer, Claire. So, well, listen, you did a great job for us tonight. We really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to be on our show.
All right, thanks for having me.
Thanks, Claire.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
All right, Ken, that was Rushi, basketball star. She's a volleyball star. She's a track star, junior Claire Sherman. And Heavy D, I'm not surprised she picked you back there. I thought maybe Heavy D would be tearing up back there or something. But
I think he's hanging in there.
Glad he's not. All right, well, listen, that's going to do it for our basketball talk, girls basketball talk. Do got one thing to get to, and that was that trivia question you asked me at the beginning of the night, Ken. Let's get back to that, and I'm going to check Twitter out here and see if I got any answers.
All right, Craig. Well, my trivia question had to deal with Olympic curling, all right? And the thingamajig that slides across the ice is made of what material? I can give you a clue, too. It weighs 40 pounds. Bet you didn't even know that, did you?
I didn't know that.
It weighs 40 pounds, slides across the ice in curling. It's made of either iron, ice, granite, or wood.
I'll tell you what, I got a good Twitter follower here by the name of MJ Monin, and he gives me the answer granite, so I guess I'm going to have to go with granite.
Well, Craig, the thingamajig is actually called a curling stone.
Curling stone.
So it is made of granite.
All right.
You were right.
MJ Monin, help me out there.
All right. But it is a fun thing to watch. You have to watch it sometime. It's kind of like bowling.
I think it's on tonight about 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah, so you tape it.
Okay. All right. I might do that. All right. Well, listen, that's going to do it for tonight's show. I want to thank our guests, Michael Bohman, Michael Davidson, and Claire Sherman for coming on. Ken and I and the crew, we're all going to be back again next week. Same time, same place. Going to be talking a little boys tournament ball. So until then, have a great rest of the week, and good night, everyone.